Hello, this video goes over how you define and use zero and negative exponents, and we will be focusing with learning these with looking at patterns. So as we look at this worksheet, we're going to use patterns that figure out all of these different relationships between zero exponents and negative exponents. So this first one, we're going to go down this way. And we're just going to use our prior knowledge about exponents. So 2 to the 4th power is really 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So that is going to be 16. If we decrease the power by that, we're going to figure out a relationship between these so that we can eventually figure out what this would be. So 2 to the 3rd power is 8. 2 squared is 4. 2 to the 1st power is just 2. So before I just assume what this is, I need to figure out the relationship. Well, I know as these exponents decrease by 1, I'm really dividing by 2. That's divided by 2, that's divided by 2, that's divided by 2. So my pattern is divide by 2. So this must follow the pattern. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. Looking over here, we're going to do the same thing. I want you to pause the video and figure out what the relationship is so that you can figure out what 5 to the 0 power is and 6 to the 0 power is. 5 to the 3rd power is 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. 5 squared is 25. 5 to the 1st is 5. This pattern, as the exponent decreases by 1 with the same base of 5, we are dividing by 5. So that's divided by 5, and 5 divided by 5 would be 1. So it seems that every time we have something that is 0 power, it is 1. Let's see if it holds true here. 6 to the 3rd power is 216. 6 squared is 36. 6 to the 1st power is 6, and this is holding the same pattern that we're dividing by that base, which is divide by 6 in this case, as we decrease your exponent. So that means that 6 divided by 6 is 1. So if we think about this, 3 to the 0 power will be 1. In fact, any number to the 0 power will always be 1. Except when your base would be 0, that would be something else. So a to the 0 power is always 1. So if we simplify these, we can use our exponent rules with division to help us out. So these are the same bases, so we can subtract these, and that would be the same as having negative 8 all to the power of 0. Which is 1. Or you can think about if you have the same thing divided by the same thing, we're going to have 1. Over here, this divided by this would pretty much cancel, and we have 6 over 18. And 6 over 18 can be reduced to 1/3. If you look over here, we can use our division rules to simplify this expression. So we have 5 or x, and then the powers are 5, so that would pretty much cancel. It would be x to the 0 power. And here we would subtract these, and we'll have y to the 3rd power. Well, x to the 0 power is just 1, so this will really just equal y to the 3rd. And we can think about it that these just cancel. We're now going to move on to what happens when we are looking at a negative power. So we're going to use a similar pattern, and we're going to use it with 2s and then 5s with the bases and then 3s with the bases. And then we'll do this side first and look at what's the relationship. And then we're going to look at the inverse of that. So I'll start you off here, and then I'm going to let you figure out the rest of the patterns. So here we have 2 to the 3rd power, that's 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. 2 squared is 4. To the first power is 2. We just found out that anything to the 0 power is 1. So now we have to figure out the relationship for these bases. Well, each time this is decreasing by 1, that exponent is decreasing by 1, we seem to be dividing by 2. So we're dividing by that base of 2. So if this holds true, 1 divided by 2 is just 1/2. And then we would take 1/2 divided by 2. So half divided by 2 is really 1/4. I want you to figure out the rest of them with the patterns. Pause the video and we can see if we have the same answers. You can see I have the answers here. For this relationship, we're dividing by 5 as we decrease the exponents, and this one we're dividing by 3, so these are the answers. You may be looking at this pattern and not sure what a negative exponent does. So I'm going to write all of these negative exponents using the base of what it was the pattern of. So for example, this can be written as 1 over, using the base of 2 would be 2 to the first power, and this one using the base of 2 could be 1 over 2 squared. And these would equal the same thing. If I do that over here, this would be the same as 1 over 5 to the first power and 1 over 5 squared. And this will allow us to see what's really happening as I finish up here. I hope that you're seeing as you have that negative exponent, it doesn't make a number negative at all, it actually just flips it. So if we have a number that goes to a negative exponent, it's just going to put that number in the denominator. Oops. So all it did was put that number in the denominator. So this was really just 2 to the first power put in the denominator, so it was over 1. This is really 2 to the second power put in the denominator, so it was over 1. And the same thing is true for all these examples. Using that, we now can look at the relationships of what happens when the negative exponent ends up in the denominator. So I'm going to multiply these out. So this is really 1/4. This one is really 1/2. This is really 1 over 1. That's just 1. And now I need to look at the relationship of what's happening. So with this pattern, I am decreasing these exponents. I need to look at what's happening as I'm decreasing these exponents. And we are actually multiplying by 2. 1/4 times 2 is 1/2. 1/2 times 2 is 1. So if we would follow that, multiplying by 2, that means this would have to be 2. That one would have to be 4. And this one would have to be 8. Now it's a little hard to see this pattern as well unless we write it into exponential notation. So 1/4 we figured out over here was really the same as 2 to the negative second power. 1/2 was the same over here as 2 to the negative first power. This was the same as 2 to the 0 power. 2 is really the same as 2 to the first power. 4 is really the same as 2 squared. And 8 is really the same as 2 to the third power. I want you to do the same relationship with the ones over here, and pause the video, and I'll have the answers up here when you unpause the video. You can see the answers on this side as we're looking here. We just multiplied these out, these first couple, and then we've looked at the pattern. Well, the pattern is multiplying by 5. If you would multiply these by 5, these would hold true. And then all I did was look over here on this column and figure out what would correspond with this. So I'm hoping that you realize when the negative exponent is in the denominator, it really just flips it to the numerator. So this is the same thing as saying 5 to the third power. And this is the same thing as saying 5 squared. So if you look at it algebraically, 1 over a something to the base to a negative exponent would really just flip it to the numerator. So that's why I have this over here. Pretty much all the negative exponent does is flip it back and forth from the numerator to the denominator. So when it's in the numerator, because this would be over 1, to remove the negative exponent, you flip it down to the denominator. When it's in the denominator, it flips to the numerator. Most of the time, it's not considered simplified if there's a negative exponent involved in the problem. Another way to look at this is just writing everything out and looking at it with like bases. So with this one, if we simplify these with the rule of dividing, remember when they have like bases, we subtract these. Well, this would be the same as 5 as the base and then 6 minus 8. And we have to do it as the numerator and minus the denominator. So that would be 5 to the negative 2 power. If we're looking here, these are like bases, we're subtracting them. So the base is there, and then we have 2 minus 5 in that order is negative 3. And I'll let you figure out this one using those two examples. So that should be a to the negative 2. That is what we get when we're using the division rule. If we would look at it as we write these out, these are all the 5s. These are all the 5s for this one. If we just cancel out everything, that would be common. That makes a 1, that makes a 1, that makes a 1, that makes a 1. There's a 1, and there's a 1. We're left with 1 on the numerator and 5 times 5 in the denominator. That's the same as 1 over 5 squared, which would be the same result as this. We would work that out. That would be 1 over 25. If we write these out, I would have m times m, and this would be m times m times m times m times another n. We could just cancel those because those would make a 1. We would have 1 in the numerator and m to the third in the denominator. You can do this last example, but I think this is another way to look at it, and it's still the same rule that's true. All a negative exponent does is it flips it. So if it's in the numerator, it flips to the denominator. If it's in the denominator, it flips to the numerator. You can see I've already completed 2 of the problems. I'm going to explain what I did here. The first one here that I did was I noticed that this was in the denominator. And if you remember, a negative exponent in the denominator just flips it to the numerator. So I just move this to the numerator, and that's really 2 to the third power. This is the same thing of saying 2 to the third power. And 2 to the third power is just 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. I would like you to complete the other ones on your own. If you look over here, I completed this one as well. This one combines the rules that you have with your powers of powers. If you remember, when you take a power of a power, you multiply them. Well, negative 3 times negative 1 is the same as a positive 3, because a negative times a negative is a positive. So this is really asking us for 5 to the third power. 5 to the third power is 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. I'd like you to complete the rest of these examples, and this concludes the video.